And what was the other question? What
inspired you to get into poetry and spoken word?
what inspired me to get into poetry and
Yeah.
spoken word? My life was a beautiful thing, a beautiful adventure. I used to be in school, one of the top in class. I was always good in school, passing all my exams and everything. And to me, that was just life.
Okay.
To me, that was just life. Till I got to that point where I was the only person in the class that failed an exam.
Wow.
At one point in my life, I was that only person in a class of 77. Everybody made it, and I was the only person that failed a particular exam. It was devastating. Why? Because I had never experienced that before.
Okay.
And it became more devastating because I was the only one. You know, sometimes when you have a problem and you tell your neighbor has that same problem, you say, okay, it's like, oh man. Yeah. So it was really, really challenging for me. And at that point, it was, I was so down. And I started asking myself certain questions. Started asking myself certain questions. And I was asking myself, why me? Most times we always ask ourselves, why me? And I got to realize that before you ask yourself, why me, be ready to give a list of a person that you want that thing to happen to. So, so I asked myself, why me? Why did this happen to me? And one thing that popped up to my mind was, is this all about life? Is this all about life? There is more? Is there more to life than me just going to school, passing the exams, getting a job, get a wife, get children? Is there more to life, or this is all about it?
Okay.
So that was at that point in time when I was so down, and it got to a point where I was even afraid to walk on the streets. I wasn't afraid to even tell my parents that, okay, this is what has happened. And what helped me at that moment, the things that helped keep me strong at that moment, that helped me not to even lose it, we had to do with motivational talks. You had motivational talks. You had music. Yes, and you had poetry. Those were the three things that kept me going. Otherwise, when you hear people have committed suicide, it's because they got stuck in one corner of their lives and they feel like that's all about life. So motivational talks and even preachings from people like the TD Jakes, those were the things I was consuming at that time. Unfortunately for me, I had a friend who had CDs, of TD Jakes. You know, in those days, without online, it was challenging to get works of those people. But she had CDs, so she shared with me. And then good music was one of those things. And I think one of the guys whose music actually touched me at that time was this guy, Frank Edwards. He had great music, good music. Yeah. And other people, I have the Bonsais. I have a lot of people here in Bamenda whose music actually moved me at that time. So when I was gradually recovering from the trauma of failure, the question I asked myself is, okay, this is what has happened to you, and you got through it, not just by you, but others. The works of others has helped you go through it. So what do you do to make sure that if someone someday gets into the same thing, they'll be able to overcome. They'll be able to overcome. So the thing that got to me at that time was, it's not all about just consuming what others have done. It's time for you to give them something too that will help them in the future. So that's what got me into first motivational speaking. I had to get into motivational speaking because the Les Browns, Leslie Kevin Browns, the Zig Ziglars, most of them too were part of the things I consumed at that time. And it was the things that gave me hope. So I said to myself, okay, if someday Bamenda man or an Abakwa man has a challenge, is it possible for them to tune into any channel on TV or to tune into any channel on YouTube or on Facebook and get motivation from their own brother that will help them go through it? So that is what I decided to say, okay, I have to get into the same thing that saved me, so that I can be able to save others, can be able to get others to be able to move ahead despite their trauma, despite their troubles.